It's Natalie with Treasures and Mini. Today we're going to be making this really pretty card, and you will be able to get all the dimensions and sizes on my website at the link below. So I'm going to start off with a Blackberry Bliss cardstock from Stampin' Up, and I'm making a regular size A2 card, so I'm going to fold that and score it with my bone folder. I like to do both sides. It's probably not necessary. And here we have that. And then I'm going to take a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to stamp the, this is just a 1/4 inch all the way around. But like I said, the dimensions will be on my website. I am using the Two Kind stamp set from Stampin' Up, and I am using Blackberry Bliss, Strawberry Slush, and Crisp Cantaloupe in my design. And I'm just kind of randomly picking up stamps and stamping them from each one of the colors. And this panel is going to be on the inside, so I just want to do this bottom corner like this. Now I'm going to take some Tombow Mono multi-glue and insert this and glue this down. Whoa, I'm having hard time holding on to this. The lines on the back of the paper, by the way, this was a piece of paper that was kind of a scrap piece of paper, and I like to use all my scraps, so it was just in pencil and you can't see through it. So, and I'm gonna glue this down right here. Now this is a little trick I've learned from someone else with Stampin' Up, and yes, this looks like I'm gluing it to the front of my card because it's easier that way, but it's not actually gonna stay the front of my card. I'm just gonna flip it around and run my bone folder over it again. And to me, that's just a lot easier. So there we have it. So now I'm going to take another piece of Whisper White cardstock and one that is cut even smaller, and I'm just going to put a small little amount of adhesive right here because I'm going to take this up later, but I just need it to hold it in the center for right now. And just get it in the center as best as you can. Yeah, that looks good. So now I'm going to take my same stamp set, the Two Kind stamp set with Stampin' Up, and the same colors. Again, that's Strawberry Slush, Crisp Cantaloupe, and Blueberry Bliss. Now, the Strawberry Slush is the one I'm using right now. I really, really love this color. And the really cool thing about it is the colors match perfectly to the cardstock. So the Blueberry Bliss cardstock that we're using is going to match perfect to the Blueberry Bliss stamp that I'm using, or stamp pad. And as you can see here, some of those are lighter than the others. I'm just stamping off. I'm putting it on my stamp pad once and then stamping on my scratch piece of paper and then stamping onto my cardstock for my card. And now here I am bringing in some Blueberry Bliss. And there's actually several different, this is not the same little flower petal thing that I used with the Strawberry Slush. This is actually a little bit different. There's 4 different flower shapes, I think, in it where you can build. And as you can see, I'm doing a stamp off again, and then stamping my cardstock. Now I would make sure that you definitely get your flowers over the edge, because the point, you'll see why in a minute, but make sure you cross them over the 2 pieces of paper and have your flower hanging off the edge of your card too. It helps with the dimension and the look of the card. And this color right here is the Crisp Cantaloupe that I'm using right now, and I'm using the smallest part of the flower with that. I'm going to stamp off several times that one, as you can see I'm doing here, because I want to add a little bit of Blueberry Bliss with this little tiny stamp. Excuse me. And look how pretty that is. I just love it. So now we're going to take it apart because we just used a little bit of temporary adhesive. And I'm going to glue the first panel to a piece of Blueberry Bliss that's cut 1/4 of an inch all the way around, bigger. But like I said, follow to my website and I will have all these dimensions for you. And I'm going to use the Tombow Mono Multi Glue. I'm sorry, it's my husband and my son use this glue sometime, and I was watching another demonstrator on YouTube and she kept referring to it as green top glue. And I was like, why are you calling it green top glue? And now I know why, because a couple of times my husband and my son have wanted to use this Tombow glue because it's absolutely amazing. And I would tell them Tombow Mono Multi Glue and they're like, what? And now I've started saying green top glue, because if I tell them it's the green top glue, then they can come right in here to my desk and get the glue, and it's no big deal. So now I'm going to take the biggest panel, which you can see it was a scrap piece. It has the lines on the back of it too. And I'm going to use the green top glue, the Tombow Mono glue, and I'm going to put it on the front of my card. And now, this is one of those adhesive erasers. I don't know why. I just didn't want it there. I'm actually going to use some dimensionals to lift this panel up, and I just didn't want it, like, I don't know, I just didn't want it there. So it comes up real easy. Now make sure that you have this turned the right direction because you want it to be able to follow your pattern through. So here I am going to use some dimensionals, and I probably used way too much, but I don't know. I have this fear of my stuff falling apart in the mail. As you guys know, I live in Hawaii, so it's got quite a little trip to go when it goes to anyone on the mainland, which is pretty much where I mail everything. So I just have this fear that the heat or something in the plane, so adhesive, I go overboard, but that's okay. I'm the one purchasing it, so I guess I can go overboard. I'm just going to take the little backs off, which end up all over my house. And we're going to center it over and I'm noticing it's not lining up. Why is it not lining up? Aha. This is what I mean about making sure that you keep it turned the right way, because now it's lining up and it looks right. And you just make sure you get that center right over that. And the Blackberry Bliss is going to also hide that little bit of an edge that you had from when you were stamping. Now with the smaller piece that we have, I'm going to take my corner chomper and I'm going to cut 1/4 inch all the way around. And I'm going to do the same thing with the last layer of the white. And I'm just going to stamp a few little flower tops in that one. I'm going to use all 3 colors again, because this is going to be the one that our sentiment goes on, so you want to make sure you save room for that. But, you know, I want it to kind of carry through with the rest of the card. Oops. And all this is very random. As you can see, I keep putting my hand over and I'm moving around like, oh, where do I want this? There's nothing. It does not matter where you put this. It's going to look pretty when you're done on any of the cards, so don't sweat it. Now this sentiment says you're too kind, and it came from the Too Kind stamp set, which I just love. And This is just one way to use the stamp set. You can actually build the flowers, and it comes with stems and all that pretty stuff. But I just wanted it to look like this. I kind of think it looks like fireworks going off too. And then my friend Claire said something about it could look like a campfire, and I was like, that's a really cool idea. I'm gonna have to try that too. So there's all kinds of things you can use with your, just use your imagination. It's one of the things I love about Stampin' Up! Stamp sets is you can build upon them and turn them into all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to use a little bit of foam tape on this. I just like the foam tape for my smaller pieces, sentiment pieces like this. And I just cut it in half. That's why it's that skinny and not straight. And I'm going to do the same thing on the edges. Having trouble here with my nails. You would think I wouldn't. I'm sorry if you guys hear that. The trash truck's going by. I'm just going to put this right here on the top of my card. I'm putting mine closer to the top because that's kind of the way I wanted it. It's your card though. You can do it however you want to. And here we go. Now I'm going to take a Wink of Stella clear, and I'm going to go around the edge of the Blackberry Bliss, around the whole edge of the outside of my card. It adds like a glittery shine to it, but because it's clear, it doesn't change the color of the cardstock. And now I'm going to get some little rhinestones and this pick 'em up thing that I got the other day. I absolutely love this thing. It's kind of funny to get used to, but oh, look how easy it works. You just pick it right up, set it right down, and then I just, you know me, I'm afraid things fall off, so I got to give it a little extra push. And there's no rhyme or reason to this either. I'm just putting them where I think they'll look pretty. Well, this one doesn't want to cooperate. I think I'll add 3 more, maybe 2 more on the other side. With this tool, it's really easy to get carried away with the rhinestones because you don't get tired of doing it or fiddling with having them stuck everywhere. And here we go. And you can see the pretty glitter around the edges and the inside of your card. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and remember to give me a thumbs up and subscribe.